Hey, welcome in, folks. It's Babbaginator. We're in the long dark, and we're doing kind of a bonus stream this week, tonight. Normally we're not on Mondays, but tonight we are. Tonight we are because we won't be on Thursday. Well, let's see. Normally don't stream Thursday. We won't be on Saturday night, so just kind of picking this up. Okay. How much firewood do we have right now? We got a bench. Let's get some more torches going first. Okay. Snowy.
Too heavy to carry.
Oh, figures it's going to turn into a blizzard. Rope here, but we don't really need it. figures. Still minus 15.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
No, that's bad out there. Oh, we missed these.
Barely walk with this much gear. I've never felt so cold in my life.
Take a short break here. Okay, back.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Probably should have taken all that coal. Since I just recently passed through here, there's probably nothing to respawn. Only the things I didn't touch the first time. Or the last time I was through here. Okay, let's see what we got out here. It's still a blizzard. Can we work in this?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
We can do this. I think we want to hunt here. Get the 2 wolves. Do we want to stay here? That's the question.
Walk with this much gear. Gotta warm up somehow.
Okay. Let's see if we can find the wolves. Rabbit. I hear you up there.
Perfect.
Okay. Come on, Wolf. Well, really need to improve my archery. Okay, Wolves, where are you? The wolves have died. We gotta get our arrows back. That, I think, is just a deer. That over there looks like wolves. There's one over there. Ran a long way. Unless you're a corpse. This guy's just a corpse. Okay. Can't remember, we checked in here already, but we'll check again. Guess we haven't been in here. Sometimes matches here. Nope. If you're just joining us, we're still doing the tournament right now. And this is a little bit about me. But yeah, we're chugging away on this thing. We're on day 21, 22-ish. Tournament wraps, well, the run ends on day 50. So we have to survive and kill as many things as we can. But we had a late start, so... Oh, and I do have to update my counter here. Let's see, we can throw this down.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Guess we'll crash overnight here. Okay, let's see what else we can do here. Okay, we have everything we need. We just need to get back to our workbench. We'll do that in the morning. And colder.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Aurora, we really don't want to be out there. Hey, Roller. Good to see you. I don't know. Hopefully this is the run. Let's see. We picked up 2 more wolves in here. Two more wolves means we are at that? Another 10? 49 points.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Barely walk with this much gear.
So yeah, it's 45, 49. Oops. Yeah. Oh. So how was your day? Mine was pretty quiet. Spent the morning doing research, making notes, and then had a short meeting with one of my librarian mentors to talk about strategy for my interview on Friday. And had kind of a chill afternoon, but ran a few errands. Oh, got word that I received a second award from my department for they give out awards to graduating students, so I got 2, which definitely means my expenses for my remaining months here are covered, which is very nice. But yeah, I am not certain when they'll, if I get the job, when they want me out of here, or when they want me over in Ontario. That remains to be seen. Oops. Went too long. Good enough. Your day went smooth. Like jazz smooth. 3 hours. No, it's foggy out there. Yeah, so tonight's just kind of a bonus stream because I know I won't be on Saturday night. So I plan to still be on Tuesday night. And maybe Friday night. So, but Saturday night I have another event I have to go to. Friends of mine have invited me over for dinner, which is awfully nice. I will have to figure out if I'm bringing something, what to bring.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, so I killed the 2 wolves out here. Should I just grab everything with me? Maybe. If we get wolves, we get wolves.
I can't feel my hands. I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, let's head back to the workbench and get some more arrows done. I was talking to my mentor earlier today and mentioned that I think my least favorite interview question is the one they always start with, which is, why do you want to work here? Or why this position? Because it ultimately is a performative question. Because we actually all know what the answer really is. The real answer is, I need to pay bills and I need the money. But that's not a sufficient answer, so. Ooh.
I need to find food.
Because clearly they think that if they call you in for an interview, they must believe that you are potentially the right person for the job. They've already read your job materials, so why do you need to convince them again? It's all psychology. Yep. Okay. Got lots of arrows now. We can afford to lose a few. Ooh. Yeah, so my mentor was saying, well, really what you should do in those moments is make certain that you compliment the institution and the people interviewing you. So, and yourself. Right. Okay. We're going to stay here overnight. These won't be done by then. Let's just take our stuff and go down to the car. Go to the basement. And if we go to the basement, might run into some more wolves. Maybe. So we're carrying guts.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay.
not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Hmm. So, I don't think there's another wolf here yet. Spent a few minutes earlier this afternoon doing another thinning of my bookcases, trying to cut more stuff from my collection. I have to go through some more shelves tomorrow as well.
Come on, little fire.
I don't know if I'll do a very long stream tonight. I'm like debating. I want to turn in early. So yeah, maybe I'll go another 45 minutes. About that. Well, on good news, okay, I think I mentioned it last week. I accidentally burned the back of my hand, and it was taking a while to heal up. But today, I looked under the bandage, and it's mostly healed up. So I'm leaving the bandage on for another, like I swapped it out with a fresh bandage and a fresh, like hydrogel pack thing. But yeah, I figure by tomorrow it'll probably be healed up.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Which is perfect since graduation's on Thursday, so I'd rather not have to shake hands, because it's my right hand, shake hands with big bandaged hand. I think, like, what happened to that guy? Yeah. Yeah, should be back to 100% soon. Yeah, the bigger headache is really figuring out what I'm doing on Thursday, because I have to be on campus at 7. I decided I will drive after all. I had considered taking the bus, but a lot of variables, and the stopping point wouldn't necessarily be the best place to get to where I need to go. The real question is, we've got a choice of 3 different parking lots or parking structures, and I have to choose the right one. Do I choose something right next to the graduation forum, like where we're doing the ceremony, or do I go park at a parking structure that is more central and have a little bit of a walk-in, but ultimately is closer when I want to go home to get to? Okay.
I could eat a horse. That's saying a lot, because I love horses.
Okay. Big storm out there.
I'm starving.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Doesn't feel ideal. Okay.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Ooh.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay. Thought I saw some movement, but it wasn't. Getting a little sleepy though. I don't like this much fog. It makes it hard to predict where the bear is going to be. We're good. I guess we could stick around and see if the bear shows up. If the bear shows up and we have the fire on, then we can't attack him. Near the fire, at least. We have to go someplace else.
Perfect.
Okay, we've got wolves.
Bunch of gear.
Oops. Oh, that was nice. Oh, that was very nice. We missed the first shot, but the second one was a kill. Nice shot there. So we got one wolf. One bear. So that's 5. So it's 50. 25. So we gained 30 points. Puts us at 79. Good job. Good job, Astrid. So now we got the wolf, we can... And now we got the bear, we can just pick up the other wolves.
Trees.
Okay.
Come on, little fire.
So my my mother is flying into, not Vancouver, but Abbotsford tonight. Staying with friends in Abbotsford and then, or Langley. But her flight, she was connecting through Calgary, and her first flight got canceled because of weather, and so she had like a late start. So she's finally en route. No, she made it to Calgary. Now she has a 3-hour layover. I guess it's well, that was a while ago. I think she's finally on her flight. So. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that I decided to do direct flights for my Christmas trip. But I'm also glad she decided that she would fly out early in case there was any weather problems. So. Okay. That's another deer. Where are wolves?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Nope, we got wolves out here. Okay, you guys are coming. Yep. Now we bounced one. Much better. So we should have 3 here. 2 and then a third one coming. I think we'll probably just consider the wolf that ran off kill, but we won't be able to recover the arrow. But it's fine, we've got lots of arrows.
Barely walk with this much gear.
There's a wolf over here. Oh, it's a deer. Nope. Too late. I was going to be clever, but waited too long. Anyways. Let's see. Did the other one go down? Wait. Yep. So 8 is 15. So 94. We are on day 23. Okay. We're good.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Not enough to cook. Okay, we'll go spend our time here. Can we craft anything? Nope. So let's see, we are at almost archery 3. Far starting is 4, so none of the books will be useful to us. No, we got about 10 minutes before we'll probably wrap up. No. One piece of cloth. Yeah, we need to go harvest some cloth somewhere.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Okay.
Can you eat trees? Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna. I'm gonna eat a tree.
Okay. 48, 43.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
What's out here? Guess we could see if the bear's here. Let's leave these guys right at the entrance. Come back for them later. Do we want to do it tonight? Maybe we'll do it on a different night, tomorrow night.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow night. 24. Yeah, I don't want to make the mistake of starting something and then rushing it. If we go up there and we find the bear and then we have to figure out how to kill the bear, it's going to take time. Or we'll get killed. One of those things. Okay, so 24. And how are we doing accuracy-wise? We are better than 50% now. Got a long ways to go. 2118. Yeah, we got a long ways to go. Slow start.
I need something to eat.
Okay, so let's do a little poetry reading. Poem by someone else. I think it's been a while since we did something from Larry Levis. Okay. Okay, this is not truly a poetry friend as much as is a poet whose work I greatly admire, and so I enjoy reading his work. Let's see. It's acceptable, right? Try to find... Some of his poems are quite long, so trying not to pick the really long ones. Okay, I've probably read this a long time ago, but I'll read it again. This is my story in a late style of fire. Whenever I listen to Billie Holiday, I'm reminded that I, too, was once banished from New York City, not because of drugs or because I was interesting enough for any one overworked patrolman to worry about, his expression usually a great gauzy spiderweb of bewilderment over his face. I was banished from New York City by a woman. Sometimes, after we had stopped laughing, I would look at her and see a cold note of sorrow or puzzlement go over her face, as if someone else was there behind it, not laughing at all. We were, I think, in love. No, I'm sure, if my house burned down tomorrow morning, and if I and my wife and son stood looking on at the flames, and if then someone stepped out of the crowd of bystanders and said to me, "Didn't you once know?" No. But if one of the flames rising up out of the scherzo of fire turned all the windows blank with light, and if that flame could speak, and if it said to me, "You loved her, didn't you?" I'd answer, hands in my pockets, yes. And then I'd let fire and misfortune overwhelm my life. Sometimes, remembering those days, I watch a warm, dry wind bothering a whole line of elms and maples along the street in this neighborhood until they're all moving at once, until I feel just like them, trembling and in unison. None of this matters now, but I've never felt alone all that year. Or if I had sorrows, I also had laughter, the affliction of angels and children, which can set a whole house on fire if you let it. And even then, you might still laugh to see all your belongings set you free, the one long choiring of flames that sang only to you, either because no one else could hear them, or because no one else wanted to, and mostly because they know. They know such music cannot last, and if it would tear them apart if they listened. In those days I was in fact already married, just as I am now, although to another woman, and that day I could have stayed in New York. I had friends there. I could have strayed up Lexington Avenue or down to 3rd or caught a faint glistening of the sea between the buildings. But all I wanted was to hold her all morning until her body was again a bright field, or until we both reached some thicket as if at the end of a lane or at the end of all desire, and where we could therefore be alone again and make some dignity out of loneliness, as mostly people cannot do. Billie Holiday, whose life was shorter and more humiliating than my own, would have understood all this, if only because even in her late addiction and her bloodstream's hallelujahs, she too sang often of some affair or someone gone and therefore permanent, and sometimes she sang for nothing. Even then, and it isn't anyone's business if she did. Nothing, even then. if she did, that morning when she asked me to leave, wearing only the apricot-tinted fringed chemise, I wanted to stay. But I also wanted to go, to lose her suddenly, almost for no reason, and certainly without any explanation. I remember looking down at a pair of singular tracks made in the light snow the night before, at how they were gradually effacing themselves beneath the tires of the morning traffic, and thinking that my only other choice was fire, ashes, abandonment, solitude, all of which happened anyway, and soon after, and by divorce. I know this isn't much, but I wanted to explain this life to you, even if I had to become over the years someone else to do it. You have to think of me what you think of me. I had to live my life, even its late florid style. Before you judge this, think of her, then think of fire, its laughter, the music of splintering beams and glass, the flames reaching through the second story of a house almost as if to, mistakenly, rescue someone who left you years ago. It's so American, fire, so like us, its desolation and its eventual brief triumph. That's true. Sometime I'll do like a shorter, brief one. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of Levis. For Levis, everything becomes fodder for a poem. He's like his disappointments, his infidelities, but somehow the poem ends up transcending even mistakes, even missteps, even betrayals, and turns something else. So it's interesting to me how he can do that and make himself human. And I think that's kind of interesting how he does that. Let's pick something else here. Let's see, prodigal. No, let's not do that one. I think we've done that one not too long ago. Vigil. Let me think about this. Let's pull. We'll pick something here. Let's pick. Oh, I really need to get that one published, and then I can read that. And that one I need to revise. Okay, read this one. Crossing the Prairies. Even the stars were dull and tiny, their immensity lost to us across the great ocean of darkness. To stare up into the night was to feel each towering wave of silence suspended in time, to know that we were nothing more than an old car careening across lanes on an empty highway, headlights dim and almost out, trusting that somewhere out there in that nothingness, people slept in farmhouses or were waking at this hour, dressing in the dark, preparing to step out into lives invisible to us, while we blustered forward, half asleep, half awake, and the few highway lights flared and faded into our past. Yeah, so I mean it's a little bit more subdued, but it's I've been thinking about what's coming up, when I do make the drive out to, I'm going to have to do 2 stages. I'm going to be driving first to Saskatchewan and then doing a little bit of shuffling around in the car, repacking a few things. Some things I don't need immediately, and some things I will need, as soon as I arrive. So, and this is anticipating if I do get the job that they do want me to start earlier, then I may have to make a trip in end of January or beginning of February. So I figure I'll have to drive for 2 days from here to Saskatchewan. And then from Saskatchewan, it would be another 3-day journey to get to Scarborough. So that's 5 days. And in between, I'd probably take a few days. So yeah, it's basically a whole week of travel. Ugh, not looking forward to it. I mean, it'll be cross country, but it'll also be like winter. And so it's kind of boring. Well, hopefully boring. I don't want any excitement. I don't want like, blizzards or mountain passes to be closed or anything like that. So, yeah. Okay, so let's figure out who we can go raid. Okay, I don't recognize most of these people or any of these people. Wow, we got okay. Okay, well, let's try someone else. The dad bread. Okay. Don't know anything about this person, but we will try. Promises dad jokes. We can support that. Playing the Long Dark. Support a newer streamer. Let's go. Thank you for hanging out. I'll be back again tomorrow night.